Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Against the Public for July 10th, 2025. This is your first look at the opening numbers for Thursday. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for spending part of your day with me. And I wanted to comment before we get into it. I wanted to comment on a few comments on the YouTube page about getting these videos early. And if guys that have been with me for a long time, they know I'm extremely analytical. I'm extremely meticulous on these things, and sometimes I don't feel right when I'm not giving 100% to putting a game out. In fact, I actually go back if I have to put a game out early. I actually go back after to make sure that that's what I would put out there as far as a free play is concerned. But a lot of people have commented and said we want the videos a lot earlier, so I will do my absolute best to do that. But it's also that fine line between I want these things to be right. And just to give you a little bit of insight in how I do things, I love listening to post-game press conferences. I listen to them all. And the reason for that is it's because I listen to local writers quite a bit. I think you're going to get your most information from local writers, not national writers, local writers. And I like to listen to their questioning. I like to hear the answers. That gives me a lot of insight because those local guys, no skin in the game. They don't work for the team. They're not there to glorify the team. They're not there to prop the team up. They're there to do their job for the paper that they work for. So those kind of things I like to listen to. And when I don't get that information, I feel a little bit empty. So that's why sometimes it takes a little bit. And, when I put the videos up in the morning, well, then I can do all of that stuff. But I also know that when I've gone back and redone the picks as if I had all that information, it's pretty much the same. So anyway, that's a little insight into my life. Major League Baseball gets us started on Thursday. New York Mets, Baltimore Orioles, 12:05 Eastern Time. Of course, that their game got rained out today on Wednesday, so they're going to play that doubleheader on Thursday. First game, Peterson versus Morton. New York, $1.38 road favorite, 9 under, minus $1.07. The second game of that doubleheader, and they're playing a doubleheader. Second game will start at 2:05 Eastern Time. Chicago will go for the O's, and New York is still undecided. So check that out if you want to get involved in that game. Seattle and the Yankees clearly highlight the card from the stadium. This is your free play, so we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm looking at 4 games on the All Access schedule for customers on Thursday, and I also wanted to clarify something on that as well. When I say that, again, sometimes I'm looking at games the night before, and I'll take a grouping of games that I'm specifically looking at because I think they fit the parameter. So that's why a lot of times these games end up being the games I would put out because they do qualify in my early parameters that I put on games. But sometimes the next morning, if I put the games up in the morning, sometimes I don't like where this number is going, and I don't like some of the information I might have received overnight. So I stay off of it, which is why you guys got the Dodgers in Milwaukee today. I love that game, which is why it was good enough to be a premium play. So that's, again, more info, part 2. WNBA features 2 games starting with the Minnesota Lynx heading to Los Angeles to take on the Sparks. Tip-off, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Pacific. Lynx are 6.5-point road favorites, total 163.5. Minnesota opened up at 9.5 at some spots, so it's now at 6.5. That game's going to be followed by Las Vegas against Washington at 7:30 Eastern Time. The Mystics are -2, 157.5. Also a note on this game, if you guys don't know, if you want to get involved in the Vegas Aces Mystics game, AJ Wilson did hurt her wrist the other night against the New York Liberty. So you want to make sure that she's in the lineup. Now, she's listed as questionable. She had an MRI today. Everything was negative. But again, she's battled some injuries this year, whether it was the concussion, now it's the wrist. You want to make sure she's in the lineup because she's a massive part of that team. Still a lot of heart left over, but she is the biggest piece, obviously, to the Las Vegas Aces. So check that out before getting involved. All access customers, likely we'll have 2 games on the schedule tomorrow. Vegas Summer League starts tomorrow as well, 3:30 Eastern Time. New Orleans takes on Minnesota, getting obviously the crown jewel. The Summer League's underway. Wolves are 5.5, 179.5. Lakers and the Mavs, they're getting the early attention of bettors. Lakers are 3.5, 176.5 is your total. So busy day in the diamond, busy day on the court. Go to pickdawgz.com to get my premium plays. We're on a 15-5 run, guys, overall for all access customers. 15-5 run, 917 units won, every play documented at Pickdawgz, and that also includes a sweet 11-4 run in Major League Baseball, plus 627 units. So please don't miss out. And of course, if you're ready to make that long-term commitment, just jump on board one of my all access passes, including my annual all access pass that will give you every play that I release for the next 365 days for just $4.11 a day. And if that's not in your budget, all good. We got a 3-day pass, we got a 7-day pass, 30-day. We'll have 3-packs, individual games, something there for everyone. Please just make sure you get involved. We're absolutely smashing it right now. I prorated my Major League Baseball and WNBA season passes, and I also have my NFL preseason pass locked and loaded, just $199.99. Great time to get involved. Make sure you do, and thank you to everybody that has so far. Hit that link below, and that will take you to the brand new pickdawgz.com website. Let's get to your free play for Thursday. And I guess I'm glutton for punishment. Let's go to rotation number. Just looking at update on Byron Buxton. He's day-to-day now. Take that information as we speak. Let's go to rotation number 957, 958 between the Seattle Mariners and the New York Yankees. Brian Wu, 8-4, 2.77 ERA, starts for the Mariners against Marcus Stroman, 1-1, 7.45 ERA for the Yankees. Seattle, a $1.20 road favorite, total 9 over -12. Early money on the Yankees and the over. First pitch, 7:05 Eastern Time, 4:05 Pacific. Brian Wu has been as dominant as you can expect from a starter over his last 2 starts for sure. He's allowed 12 no earned runs in his last 12 innings. That was against the Rangers and the Pirates. But we can expand that a little bit and look at his steadiness over his last 4 starts, where his ERA is 0.72, and you can argue over those 4 starts that he's maybe the best starter in Major League Baseball. And in that span, not only does he have a terrific ERA, but he's only allowed 15 hits in 25 innings and 84 over 107 in the third innings this season. The righty has made 17 starts for Seattle this year, and all 17 have been quality starts. Opponents have hit just 209 against Wu. This will be his second start against the Yankees this year. Wu, of course, tossed 6 1/3 innings of shutout baseball in Seattle a little less than 2 months ago. That was a Mariners 2-1 win in 11 innings. And we know the Rangers' famous streak, and I think it's probably the only one that I could think of. I can't think of a longer streak, but I think it was about 2004 where the Rangers went 15 straight games cashing over. So that is the longest streak that I know of in Major League Baseball. So you think this thing might be coming to an end because, of course, the Yankees are on a 10-game over streak. So we'll see what happens in this one. I know all you hardcore bettors that have been doing this forever. Every game is a separate entity. One game has nothing to do with the other. I get it all. I'm just telling you what probability says. So Yankees are probably due for an under because you will run into a pitching duel at some point. The Yankees have struggled against pitchers with above-average strikeout rates and low whips. That is exactly what they're getting in Wu. And one other, I'm telling you guys, if you want to call me a geek after this, that's fine. We're looking at 85% humidity, which normally, I know people say, well, when the humidity goes up, the ball goes farther. That is true, but it's not true for every stadium. It plays a little bit differently at Yankee Stadium. So humidity often coincides with temperature and heavy air, which can actually suppress the flight of the baseball depending on the barometric pressure and wind direction. So that's why it's not a plus as it would be on some nights in some parks in New York. Yankee streak is at 10, as we said. And yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm doing a radio show, so let's finish this up. Your free play for Tuesday is under 9, friendly juice, minus $1.08. So let's cash that free ticket for Thursday. And guys, go to pickdawgz.com, where every individual play and every long-term pass is locked and loaded, including my annual all-access pass for just $4.11 a day. Don't forget, I'll have my premium Major League Baseball and WNBA plays loaded up at pickdawgz.com. Can't thank you enough. Now, one thing I also want to tell you, I want to grow this thing. It's incredibly frustrating when I don't know, you get some guys that roll these videos out and they spit out 3,000 views. You tell me what you want out of this. I'm more than happy to change it or mold it into something that you want, because this is ultimately for you. And if whatever it is, we'll definitely take it into account and see if we can apply it. But this is your video. I want to grow this. And of course, if it just comes down to wins and losses, well, we try to do our best every day. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. I can't thank you enough for joining me. Hit that like and subscribe button. You can find me on X at Dana Lane Sports. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. Let's continue our perfect start to the week. Have a great day, everybody.